In step 9, we looked at creating links between tasks, and they were finish start links by default, and they showed as a pure number in the predecessor column. In step 10, we looked at the fact that we could change the finish start relationship type to either a start, which was substantial and saved us a lot of time by starting things at the same time, or it could be changed to a finish, start, or finish start. So there's 4 types of relationships. Having done that, step 11 then gets us to look at the project and see where we can implement some leads to save some time also. So for example, coming back to starts, we've got this particular task, which is landscape grounds in row 20. Now the landscaping of the grounds is linked to row 1, which is to paint the house. Now the team that's working on landscaping the grounds and painting the house are 2 completely different teams. So these 2 tasks can be started at the same time, which will take our project duration of 60 days, showing up here in our project summary tasks, substantially down if we start them at the same time. So I'm going to change the 1 to a 1SS. And the start has substantially saved us time because now the project is down to 32 days. And when I scroll to task, I can see that those 2 tasks, row 1 and row 20, are both happening at the same time. So starts are great. But sometimes we can't start 2 tasks at the same time. But we also don't have to wait for the first task to finish before the second task starts. So we want to create an overlap. And that is, let's grab a task here for example. That is when, say, paint doors. Let's go to row 18. Actually, yeah, row 18. When I look at this particular task, I think, right, I'm prepping the work from the 24th to the 1st, and then I'm going to paint the doors on the 3rd. I really don't need to wait for all the preparation to be done before I start painting. I'm sort of thinking, once 4 days of preparation is done, I can start painting the doors. So I can create an overlap of 3 days of the completion of prep work. I'm going to change the 17 to 17 finish start minus 3 days. When I press enter, it means that now paint doors is starting 3 days off the completion of prep work, and that saved me an awful lot of time. I might put some more leads in, and leads are always negative. Let's have a look at row 14 where I'm painting the trim. Again, I don't have to wait for all the prep work to be done. 2 days off the completion, or 3 days into the prep work, I want to start painting the trim. So I change the 13 to 13 FS, and this is the only time you add FS for a finished start, normally just a unique number, but we add FS if we're adding a lead like this, which is a negative, or if we're adding a lag, which we'll look at shortly. So minus 2 days. So when I press enter, 2 days off the completion of the prep work, I will start painting the trim. I want to implement some more as well, so I'm going to go to paint walls. Again, I want to create an overlap, and that is 5 days into preparing the walls, I'll start painting them. So I'll press F2 and right arrow 9 finish start minus 5 days. And therefore I've saved myself some more time. So the whole idea is a lead is a negative and it causes an overlap and it comes off the end date of the prior task. I'm also going to have a look at applying a lead to build fence. For example, build fence is related to row 20. And let me just scroll to task. I'm sort of thinking, right, 50% into the completion of landscaping the grounds, I'll start to build the fence. So I'll change the 20 to 20 FS minus 50%. When I press enter, when the landscaping of grounds is 50% complete, then I will start to build the fence, which I will do at the same time as I build my shed. So we've got starts and we've got leads implementing, which has brought down the project duration substantially and is now only 27 days. The lag is the opposite of a lead. A lag is a delay. It's necessary to wait maybe 72 hours for the concrete to cure before you can go any further. It's necessary to wait for 3 days for a limb report. It's necessary to wait for 21 days to allow public submissions, that sort of thing. If I wanted to implement a lag, I would click maybe on row 5. I want to edit this for, so I'll press F2 and a right arrow. I'll add a finish start, and it's a plus. Whenever you add a plus, that's a lag, and I'll add 3 days. When I press enter, here you can see on the Gantt chart that there's now a 3-day delay between selecting the colours and acquiring the paint. So any lags are a plus and any leads are a negative.